This is the greatest DC fan film I've ever seen, and now it is time to gush about how much I loved this movie, so yeah. Anyway, cue the intro.
Yo dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could join it or something.
So, I've managed to get done watching today, guys, The Devil's Daughter. This is a movie directed by Ronald Rossman and written by him. And yeah, this has been in the making, guys, for 5 years. And yeah, and I just got on watching it today. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it as a live stream in with other people because I was due to, big changes in my schedule. But yeah, I watched it this afternoon because I had free time, and now I'm going to review it. So yeah, so as I just said in my cold opening, this is, hands down the best, DC film I've seen that's been made by fans of DC. Because many of the casting crew I know are made, they're DC fans, and yeah. So let's get on with, what I love about this movie and why it rocked so much. So, let's talk about the cast first, guys. So, I think it's appropriate that we first talk about the lead in this movie, which is Fennell Godbold. So, yeah, that's her name. And, Fennell Godbold did an absolutely phenomenal, fabulous job playing Dr. Harley Quinn's who then becomes the infamous DC character we know, which is Harley Quinn. So, yeah. And, I gotta say that, she really, really nailed the role, in my opinion, and she put in so much effort to the role. And, I think this movie definitely did an absolutely incredible job, showing her development from being the doctor she is in Arkham Asylum, becoming, the DC character we know, the villainess Harley Quinn. And yeah, she really, nailed the role, in my opinion. She did so well playing in her character, absolutely. The acting was absolutely phenomenal, and I've got to give high praise to her. I think she was probably easily the best cast member in this film. Absolutely. She was phenomenal. And I also do wish now that she played Captain Marvel in the MCU, because for those you don't know, she actually auditioned to play Captain Marvel in the MCU before, of course, Brie Larson got the role. And now I wish she played her, because she's a phenomenal actress, guys, and in my opinion, she should have played Captain Marvel. She'd have been much better, because she actually matches the age of the character. And her acting in this movie shows that she should have played her in the MCU. But yeah. Other cast members I do also love. Let's talk about Dr. Jeremiah Arkham, played by the legendary Rob Kellum, Papa Straw himself. And also, you may know him from the Dust series as the Chief. So, yeah, and I gotta say that, the way he played Dr. Arkham was phenomenal, and I love how, compared to the Chief, he gave him a very different personality to the Chief, and, different personality, and also a different accent as well, which was really good, yeah. He sounded so different to the Chief, in my opinion. And his performance was really great, and he and Fennell had very great chemistry together when they shared scenes, absolutely. And I did also, as well, love the performance by Crystal Cleveland as Pamela Isley. And I already know her, of course, from being in Dusk as well, like Rob, as Lilith. So, yeah, the character that can, shapeshift and, yeah, introduced in Series 3. And I gotta say that as Pamela Isley, she also nailed the role, in my opinion. And I'm also going to come out and say, guys, that she's also easily my favourite live-action Poison Ivy of all time, because compared to the dreadful performance, in my opinion, by Uma Thurman for Batman and Robin, she gave Poison Ivy way more personality and was way more interesting and entertaining. She nailed the role. I love that. She was so perfect for the role, and she also looks good as her makeup as well, and, the red hair as well, and the green vest she wore. It was brilliant. She was phenomenal. And she was definitely great, and she's definitely contended to Tasha Valenza, who's my favourite voice actress for Poison Ivy as well. And let's talk about another great highlight movie, which was, of course, the Clown Prince of Crime himself, the Joker, who was played by Jonathan Jamie Barber Jr. And I gotta say that, he was also one of the highlights because I love how the way he spoke. It was very similar to, like, Heath Ledger as the Joker in a way. Like the way he interacted with Harley and the other characters. I got so many vibes of, Ledger's performance, rest in peace to him. And yeah, he did such a great job. And I could also tell that the hair was also inspired by Ledger as well, because it was, green and also a bit curly as well. It was really good. And plus, I also noticed as well that towards the end of this film as well, when he's taken off, his bandana, and of course after he was attacked by Batman and beat up and defeated and incarcerated, he looked quite similar to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker a little bit, which is pretty good. And onto, that stuff, I also noticed as well that Harley as well, when she becomes Harley Quinn, with the bleach she was given so she could bleach her face, she also looked a lot like, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker based on, the facial features that she had, and so she looks like how I would imagine Harley to appear in the Joker 2019 movie. And I actually do think that Fennell should play Harley in the sequel to Joker 2019. Absolutely, because I think she nailed it in this movie. Great performance. And let's talk about the supporting cast now. So, I think my favourite supporting cast member in this movie, guys, I'm probably going to have to go with, I'm definitely going to go with, my favourite YouTuber of all time, Empire Fan Productions, aka James, who played the Chief of Security at Arkham Asylum, Aaron Cash. And yeah, Aaron Cash, in my opinion, was one of the best parts of the movie, absolutely, because he's my favourite YouTuber, and also because, now sure, he doesn't have much screen time, but I expected that to be because, James confirmed in an interview, that Aaron Cash will have a small but pivotal role in the story. So yeah, that's why I was expecting him not to have much screen time. And I'm glad that, the movie focused on Harley because, guys, this is a Harley Quinn movie, not like a Batman movie, so yeah. And, and he did such a great job playing Aaron Cash, and, he was also a big departure from, Fenton Rivers in Dusk as well, different personality, as well. And he played him so brilliantly, and I also love how he had the metal right arm as well, because Killer Croc bit it off, of course, and yeah. Killer Croc, by the way, who appeared at the end fighting Batman, also looked really awesome. Really amazing. I do like how you did that, he was so good. And plus, another good quality as well, that I will say is, I'm glad that you stood really faithful to the comics. You stuck really faithful to the comics by, including Killer Croc and the story of how he bit off Aaron Cash's right arm. Like, that was very good. And yeah. And other characters I did also love was, I definitely did love the actor that you got as Batman, which was John Martin. And he was absolutely phenomenal as Batman. And I'm also glad that, Batman wasn't focused much on this movie because, like I said, this is a Harley Quinn movie, And, yeah, he did an amazing job. And, the way he, spoke as Batman and also the Batsuit, I got the vibes of, like, Ben Affleck mixed with, like, Kevin Conroy. And facially, Bruce Wayne reminded me a lot of Christian Bale's Batman and also a little bit of Val Kilmer's a little bit. So he definitely did have a look of Bruce Wayne, in my opinion. And yeah, and I like how he had a voice modulator to Batman's voice as well, which was really good. It was very good. I did love that. And he had really great chemistry with the cast as well. And I gotta say, right, another big highlight of the movie was definitely the choreography, in my opinion. Like, it was so top-notch. And considering that you guys filmed this during COVID, you did such a great job, with all the protocols and all that, keeping everybody safe when filming. You did so well at it. I was very impressed. It was so good. And speaking of James, guys, James actually did have 2 voice cameos in this movie. He voiced a news reporter who reports about, the lockdown on Arkham Asylum, which Catwoman hears on the news. We'll talk about Catwoman in a second. And he also had a voice cameo as Alfred Pennyworth, and he confirmed he was doing an impression of Jeremy Irons' version of the DC Extended Universe, and he did a very good job sounding like him with the personality and the mannerisms. It was very good. Even though it was just one line, but, still, it was pretty good. Yeah, I think it was one line, yeah. It was good. On to Catwoman, I did love the performance by Heather Six as Heather Six. She did such a great job playing Selina in this movie. She was great, and especially because she had some cats with her, and the cats were adorable. You know, I'm a cat lover, guys. I have 2 cats, so yeah, it was great to see cats in this movie. And I especially liked her chemistry with Batman, especially. It was so good. And she was also very good with her fight scenes as well. So yeah, she did such a great job playing Catwoman, and she's definitely a contender to my favourite Catwoman of all time, Michelle Pfeiffer, as well. And also like Grey Griffin from several other games and stuff like that as well. And yeah, other good cast things. I did also like Lillian Rector as young Harleen. She was very good playing young Harleen in her scenes in the flashbacks. She was really amazing. It was also great to see Ashley McCann as Commissioner Barbara Gordon. And you know, I know from being in Dusk as Fate. So yeah, I knew who she was. Yeah, and she was very good as Commissioner Barbara Gordon. Really good. So yeah. I also as well did like the appearance of Chuck Sloan as Detective Harry Bullock and Rick Rector as Detective Eckhart. You know, they were both really great together. They had good scenes. It was very good. And let's also talk about another highlight of the movie, which was definitely William Frady, Dr. Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow. Like, he was such a brilliant actor in this movie, guys. I've got to give high praise to him. You know, like, I think the scene where he is in that room with Harleen and she's talking to him, it was a very intense scene in my opinion, and it was phenomenal acting by Fennell and William, absolutely. So amazing. And William Frady is definitely a contender to my other favourite Scarecrows, such as Cillian Murphy from the Dark Knight Trilogy, and also Robert Englund from Injustice 2, and also John Noble from Batman Arkham Knight as well. So yeah, he did so well playing, you know, the Scarecrow in this movie. He was so amazing. And on to other cast members, I did like the appearance of Clem Sepulveda as Professor Helton, who appears in flashbacks with young Harley. And he was very good, and definitely another big departure from his Dusk role, because he plays the Nexus in Dusk, and yeah. And he was so great in the role. He was also, you know, like a very unlikable character because he does assault Harleen when she was younger, and I felt really bad for her. And, you know, it was definitely, you know, an understandable reason why she would, you know, kill him later, because she does kill him, so yeah. It was pretty brutal as well where she shot him, yeah, but I think he had it coming because of the way he mistreated her and abused her, so yeah. And the rest of the cast also was phenomenal. Like, in my opinion, guys, there was no bad actor in this movie at all. So yeah, on to other good things. I definitely really love the music that you guys chose for this movie. You know, it fades so well, and it reminded me a lot of the cutscenes from the Arkham games. You know, I don't remember if you used like any music from the actual games or not. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, if you did use it, then please let me know if you used Arkham games music, because I think the scenes really fit so well for that kind of music. And I also love how you use like a darker filter as well for the movie, which fitted the tone of it so well, because it's a pretty dark movie, you know, about Harley Quinn from DC, you know. And I think, you know, that really fits so well, and it reminded me a lot of, you know, Zack Snyder's Justice League, where it had like a dark filter in many scenes. Like, it fits so well, and it was so great how you did that. And another big highlight I will also say is, you know, I did also love the choreography. Like I said, you know, the fight scenes were top notch, and you know, really intense. And I did love, this is like my favourite scene in the movie, guys, which is definitely the entire final act where, you know, where Harleen becomes Harley Quinn. Like, I mean, the build up to it was sensational in my opinion. You know, the way you built it all up with everything that she's been through, and how she turns against Batman because of the way he beats up the Joker. Like, that was just brilliant in my opinion, guys. And, you know, you nailed it. And it was also phenomenal, you know, the action as well. And I gotta say that, you know, the brutality was insane. I'm not kidding, because when she returns to, you know, Arkham Asylum and she takes down the guards, it was so brutal. And she also stabbed someone as well before. I think it was her coach, I believe, if I remember correctly. I think it was her coach. And, you know, oh, that was so brutal. How included guts flying out. Oh, like, I nearly threw up watching that, because, you know, guts can be pretty, you know, gory to look at. But I'm kind of used to it because I play Mortal Kombat, but yeah, and they have lots of gory scenes, but, you know, it was pretty gross, but it fit the scene perfectly. And I also, as well, you know, thought the scene where she takes down the guard and she knocks one of the jaws off, oh, goodness me. And she also, of course, shot Aaron Cash in the neck and killed him. That was pretty brutal, so yeah, poor Aaron Cash, rest in peace. And to her guards as well. And also, the way she beat, you know, Dr. Arkham to death as well was also pretty brutal. So gory, but it was perfect for this movie, you know. It's what you need for a movie about Harley Quinn, guys, you know. And it was also pretty awesome how we got to see many familiar faces among the inmates. I already mentioned Killer Croc earlier. And we also got to see Black Mask as well, which was pretty awesome. I didn't expect that. And I think the guy with the eye patch, was that Slade Wilson? I think it was Slade Wilson. Yeah, I think it was Slade Wilson because, you know, I've got a feeling it was him because of the eye patch and also the hairstyle. But yeah, reminded me a lot of Slade Wilson. But yeah, it was so great, you know, how you got, you know, those familiar faces. And I also mentioned Killer Croc as well. Like, that was amazing. Like, you guys really nailed it. And plus, the ending was also very promising as well, you know. It was so great, you know, and the way, you did a transition from, you know, Harley and Quinn down to Harley Quinn, you know, and it was so similar, in my opinion, to the Joker movie in a bit, you know, inspired by that. And it was nailed. Like, you know, it's like everything I'd have wanted in a movie about Harley Quinn was in this film. Everything I'd have wanted was in this, and it was nailed. And he also did a great job with the Easter eggs as well. For example, I love how in Harley's house there's like a little doll toy of, like a soft toy of her actual self in her costume with a clown jester hat. And also, I also love how Clem Sepulveda's character Professor Helton also mentions Arlene Sorkin as like someone who, you know, Harleen wrote about for, like, you know, plagiarism, which is why he's not happy with her. And, you know, because Arlene Sorkin's actually a voice actress for Harley Quinn in several shows and games, because she voiced from about 92 to the 90s, and also, I think, in Arkham Asylum as well, which is pretty awesome, and other things as well. So, yeah. Pretty amazing how, you know, they include so many Easter eggs. Like, it was so amazing, and there's probably even more, too, that I might see as I rewatch it. Like, it was also a pretty sad scene, you know, where Batman's parents dying again, you know, but I'm used to it because I've seen him die so many times, but, yeah. That was also another great highlight to see, you know. But I like how you focus mostly on Harleen and her story, because this is her story, not Batman's. So, yeah, you did a phenomenal job of this, guys. And, like, you know, I would like to consider this to be, like, you know, part of the DC Extended Universe, because I think it deserves it, because it was so phenomenal. Like, you guys really nailed it. Like, it was pretty much on the same level as the Joker movie, in my opinion, guys. But it was, like, Harleen's point of view. Like, you did so well. Now, on to my rating. So, if you guys are wondering what I'd rate this out of 10, well, because I love this movie so much, and I say it's the greatest DC movie ever made by fans, I'm going to give this movie a flat-out 10 out of 10. Yep, absolute masterpiece, guys, and, you know, it was so worth the wait, and, yeah, I loved it. So, yeah. So, guys, this is me reviewing The Devil's Daughter, a Harley Quinn story, and written and directed by Ronald Rossman Jr. So you know the drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to leave comments what you guys thought of this film made by DC fans. It's on YouTube if you want to watch it as well. I strongly recommend it because it's phenomenal. It's nearly 3 hours long as well. So yeah, endgame runtime. Wow. Also, be sure to join the team by pressing subscribe for more videos coming in the future. And if you want to be a member, you can press join if you're using a piece of laptop, or you can link with more description. And I'll see you all later.